In the very beginning, when there was nothing but darkness, God spoke, and light appeared. Over 6 days, God created the heavens, the earth, the seas, the plants, the animals, and finally human beings in his own image. Each day, he carefully shaped a world that was beautiful, orderly, and full of life. God created the sun, moon, and stars to light the skies, colorful birds to fill the air, and mighty creatures to swim the oceans. When he created Adam and Eve, he blessed them to care for everything he had made. On the seventh day, God rested, declaring all creation very good. This awe-inspiring story invites viewers to marvel at God's power, creativity, and loving purpose. In the very beginning, before there was anything, no trees, no animals, not even the sun or stars, there was only God. The earth was empty, dark, and quiet, but God had a beautiful plan. With just his words, God would create an amazing world, full of life, light, and wonder. A world made with love. A world made for us. Let's go back to the very first day and watch as God's masterpiece begins. On day one, God said, "Let there be light." And just like that, light burst into the darkness. God called the light day and the darkness night. It was the very first morning and the very first evening. And God looked at the light and said, "It is good." On day two, God spoke again. This time he made the sky, a bright, beautiful space above the waters of the earth. Fluffy clouds drifted by. A fresh breeze began to blow. God saw the sky and said, "It is good." On day three, God gathered the waters into oceans, rivers, and lakes. Dry ground appeared, and God called it land. Then he made green plants grow, tall trees, colorful flowers, and all kinds of fruits and vegetables. There were juicy strawberries, sweet bananas, crunchy carrots, and mighty oak trees. All kinds of shapes, sizes, and colors. And again, God smiled and said, "It is good." On day four, God filled the sky with even more wonders. He made the bright sun to shine during the day, and the soft, glowing moon to light up the night. He scattered tiny, sparkling stars across the dark sky, like glitter on black velvet, each one placed perfectly by his hand. And God said, "It is good." On day five, the oceans began to bubble and splash with life. God created fish, tiny ones, giant ones, colorful ones, and in the sky, birds soared, eagles, hummingbirds, parrots with rainbow feathers. The world was coming alive. And yes, God said, "It is good." On day six, God filled the land with even more creatures. Elephants with big flapping ears, lions with golden manes, rabbits that hopped, and giraffes with necks stretching high into the trees. But God wasn't finished yet. His most special creation was still to come. God took some dust from the ground and carefully shaped it into a person. He breathed his own breath into the figure, and the very first man came to life. His name was Adam. God placed Adam in a beautiful garden called Eden, filled with rivers, trees, and every good thing. But God saw that Adam needed a friend. So he caused Adam to fall into a deep sleep, and from Adam, God made Eve, the very first woman. Adam and Eve were different from everything else God had made. They were made in God's own image, designed to love, think, create, and care for the world around them. When God looked at Adam and Eve, walking together in the garden, he said something very special. It is very good. Then came day 7. God had finished his work and everything was perfect, bright, beautiful, and full of life. So God rested, blessing the seventh day and making it holy, not because he was tired, but to show us the importance of rest, reflection, and joy. From nothing, God made everything: light and sky, land and sea, plants and animals. We are part of God's amazing plan. We were made with love, on purpose, for a purpose. Everything around us, every tree, every bird, every star, shows how creative, powerful, and good God is. And because we are made in his image, we can care for the world, love others, and create good things too. So next time you see a sunset, smell a flower, or laugh with a friend, remember, you are part of God's beautiful creation, and he calls it good. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the very first story ever told. Remember, you are wonderfully made. See you next time.